Hello ladies and gentlefish, welcome back to the channel. My name is Mark Roden and today we're doing the top 10 things that I love about my Nissan 350z, because last week we did the top 10 things that I hate about my Nissan 350z, and obviously I love this car, so I need to make the things that I love about it. I just need to. I couldn't let it sit there mustering about the things that I hate, because I love the car, so I don't want people to think like, oh, he hates his car, because I don't. So here's the 10 things that I absolutely love about the car. Also guys, really quick before we get into it, I want to say that if you want to buy a hat, if you want to buy a shirt, if you want to buy some shorts, www.smoothstance.com/shop. I just want to say really quick that you guys mean the world to me with all the purchases that we have. We're almost out, so hurry up and buy some things because we're almost out, and I think we're going to save 1 or 2 to do a giveaway with them, but we only have like 8 left. So hurry up if you want something. You can always put it in your cart and I think it'll stay there. I'm not 100% sure on that until you are ready to buy it. But yeah, just get ready for that. Buy something if you want something, because they're about to be done. So thank you guys so much for that. It means the world to me. But anyway, back to the video. 10 things that I love about my Nissan 350z. Let's get ready. Fact of the day is by Car Loving Twink. She said, I'm just gonna state this fact until it's featured, and so, all right, I'll put it in, but I'm not gonna say it because I don't wanna get demonetized. So Spartans were so happy that when they had to marry women, they made them shave their heads and dress like men due to only being able to feel attraction to men. If that's true, that's just wild. I would never expect that. But anyway, back to the list. All right, so number 10, and by the way, this is going in order from like the least important to the most important. Number 10 is little Z's that are all along the car. It's just such a cool little touch, man. Like I got a Z right here on my little door panel thing. I got a Z on this vent here. There's obviously Z's a lot on the outside. There was a Z somewhere in here that I noticed that I can't find anymore, but there's another Z in here somewhere. No, I'm lost. Well, anyway, there's a lot of Z's like all over the car and all. Oh, there it is. That's what I was talking about. Yeah, the little bar on the back looks sick. Nissan, the 350z. It's like yelling at you. I'm like, yo, calm down. And there's a Z right here, obviously, too. The Z looks sick. I love it. Small thing, but it's something that's really cool. That just like, it's attention to detail, and it worked. Good job, Nissan. All right, number 9. I'm actually gonna have to start the car for this, but that's okay because I got to get a clip of something else too. So, number 9 is these little oil gauges here in the middle, especially this one over here. You can change this one to like show what you want it to show. So it's at miles per hour right now, but now it's at temperature. Now it's at whatever that is. That's miles per gallon. That's whatever that is. That one, and then that one, and then your RPMs too. It's got a bunch of cool little like things that you can click through, and I think it's super sick. My oil pressure gauge is pretty cool too if it worked, but my sensor's broken, so it's just sitting at 120. And then my battery voltage. I don't know why you need a battery volt gauge, but it's there. All right, so next, number 8 is actually pretty surprising, and I didn't think I would like it about the car, but I actually do. It's the space on the inside. Now listen up, here's the space that you get on the inside. This is my foot for comparison. It's pretty big, dude. You got a lot of space. I'm 6'1", and this puppy, when I sit in this, I got plenty of legs. I got plenty of leg room. The back, yeah, it's kind of tight, but look, I fit this whole box in my back, which, by the way, that's going on the car next week. It's a mod, and I can't wait to put it on the car. But it's actually going on the car like tomorrow, but you guys aren't going to see it until Monday of next week. But yeah, the space in the car is absolutely massive for what it is. It's a little 2-seater, and you would expect, that's why I thought it would be small, you would expect the car to not have a lot of space. And so when I actually first sat in it and first started driving and everything, I was shell-shocked, all right? I was like SpongeBob when he was freaking hyperventilating in the middle of the road. I felt like that. It was sick. There's so much space. I actually love it. All right, next, number 7 is the noise of the car. And I'm not just talking about the obvious noise of the exhaust, which yes, I'll insert a clip here, but I'm here at this place with a bunch of people here, and so I'm gonna have to be a little quiet about that, but I will insert a clip. But not just the exhaust, but it's also the radio. Like the radio just sounds amazing, man. Like the quality, the bass, everything about the radio is actually really good. There's a guy walking over here. If he comes over here and yells at me, I'm literally gonna slap him across the face. But everything about the car just sounds really good. Right now, my car has an exhaust leak. Okay, so it does sound a little rough. But everybody is all like, oh, it sounds like a trombone. It sounds like a trombone. I don't care. Since when are trombones not sound good, dude? Trombones are an instrument. They're made to sound good. Like, this sounds sick. And it doesn't sound like a trombone anyway. I don't know where they got that from, but it sounds awesome. I'll insert a clip here, obviously, but not just the sound of the car, the radio too. Everything about like the noise in this car is A1. All right, number 6 is something that's actually only like my car. I mean, I guess it's only manual 350Zs, and it's that it's a manual. I just love manual transmissions. I always knew I would. This is the first time I ever drove a manual transmission is on this car, and I learned on the car how to drive a manual and all that stuff. And I always wanted a manual just because like everybody likes manuals and they say they're great. So I was like, okay, well, obviously everybody else likes manuals, let me get a manual. I got it, and they are right. Manuals are just so much more fun than an automatic. They're not better, but they're more fun. Like driving this car is such a blast, and I can only imagine how it would feel if it was just an automatic. And so I love it. On top of that, it's really easy to learn how to drive a manual on. It's a really easy manual transmission to drive. So if you like are looking at this car as your first car and you want a manual transmission and you're like, well, it's a sports car, it'll probably be harder to learn on that than a Civic. Yes, it is harder to learn on this than a Civic, but just because it's got so much power. But it's honestly really surprisingly easy. Like, I got it, okay? This is the first time I drove a manual transmission is on this car, and I can drive a manual now. So it did its job. It taught me how to do it, and I love that. So manual transmission, I mean, you gotta have a manual, man. Next is the freaking community for this car is mind-bogglingly massive, dude. There are people from all stretches of the world. There's people from Mars that hit me up and be like, yo, where'd you get that from bumper? I want one for my car. There are so many people that own 350Zs, and not just 350Zs, but any VQ. I'm talking like the whole VQ family as a whole is massive, and we all look out for each other. So you got 350Zs, obviously, 370Zs, obviously, 300Zs are like a part of it, but they're technically a VG, but still, they're a part of it. G35s and G37s. All those people are a huge, just giant community who all look out for each other, and I absolutely love that. I always knew I would like that when I got the Z because there's so many people that own cars like these, but I didn't know how big it was until I actually got the car. And this car is, by the way, abnormally filthy. It looks like I went off-roading in it, but that's besides the point. The community for the Z's and VQs in general is huge. VQ 37s and VQ 35s, they all look out for each other. I find that awesome. I just love it. I mean, if I'm ever looking for something and I like have a problem with the car, I just like look it up, and there's like 20 people talking about it in a forum, and I find out the problem through them. So it's really sick, honestly. This sun is glaring in my eyes. I'm gonna turn around, but yeah, it's sick. Next kind of ties into the last one, honestly, and it's aftermarket support for the car. So like what I mean by that is like parts for the car are everywhere. You can buy whatever part that you want for the car for whatever budget that you have too. These, I mean, wheels are for any car, so that doesn't really count. But this bumper, when I chose this bumper, I was looking between like 5 different bumpers. There's that many front bumpers, and they were all around the $400 mark. And so I was like, dude, and that's cheap. Like a $400 bumper is pretty damn cheap in my opinion. And everything else on the car though is cheap. Like what that is right there, I got for like 150 bucks, and it's gonna make a big difference on the car. There's so much aftermarket support. Same with taillights. When I was buying these taillights, I was like, what taillight should I get? I ended up just going with the stock ones because I like stock ones. But like, there's so much to choose from. And like I said, literally any budget out there. If you got 10 bucks, dude, you can buy a spoiler for this car. Like because of the fact that the community is so massive, every company out there is like, oh, we got to make parts for this car, obviously, because there's so many people that have them. And so they made a bunch of parts, and now it's sick because now me and you get to choose from like a laundry list of items. Laundry list? I meant grocery list. I don't know why I said laundry list. All right, so third place, number 3, is the speed. You already know I had to mention the speed of one of these freaking puppies, man. It comes with stock with 287 horsepower. Yes, I have the DE. The HR has 306 horsepower, but I got the DE, so don't make fun of me. But it comes with 287 horsepower. That is more than enough. More than enough. I want to stress that so much. Everybody's all like, oh, you can see my shadow, by the way, but everybody's all like, oh, your car only has 300 horsepower, your car only has 300 horsepower, not realizing that 300 horsepower is still fast as hell. Okay, like this car can go to like 130 in 5th gear, and I'm just like chilling, like on back roads. I don't do it because I'm a law-abiding citizen, but it can do it if I wanted it to. It's freaking fast, okay? Like, yes, it's not the fastest in the world. No, it's not going to break any land speed records. And no, I'm not going to be able to beat some modified Mustang on the highway with it, but it is fast, okay? It's a fast car, and a stock Mustang can get the gap. But what I'm saying is the car is really quick. It's also rear-wheel drive, which helps it a lot in being just all around faster in like a straight line. It's fun. It's not the fastest in the world, yes, but if this is like going to be your first car, which is just kind of like this is my first like sports car, so I mean, I guess it's like my first fast car. It's more than enough. You know, there's been plenty of times where I've had, you know, tightening the wheel, like, oh, moments in it because of how fast I'm going and I don't know the corners coming up and all that jumbo Jew. So it's fun, it's fast, it keeps up with all my friends' cars, and that's all I really needed, and I love the speed of it. Second place, silver medal, if you ain't first, you're last type of deal, is, I forget, one second, I have to look at my notes. How good it is for drifting. That's what it is. I don't know why I forgot that so easily, but yeah, it's how good it is for drifting. This guy's staring at me. Anyway, how good it is for drifting. It is amazing. It's obviously rear-wheel drive. You need a rear-wheel drive car to drift. I mean, you can power slide in an all-wheel drive car. This guy's literally just sitting there staring at me. I don't know what his problem is, but you can power slide in an all-wheel drive car, front-wheel drive, I'm sorry, but you guys are out of luck, unless you put like some McDonald's trays underneath your back tires. But yeah, this thing freaking slides, okay? Not only is it rear-wheel drive, not only does it have 300 horsepower, which is very good for drifting, and not only is it a manual transmission, which is pretty much needed in a drift car, but it also has a limited slip differential from factory, an LSD. You don't have to weld your diff. You don't have to buy an LSD. It's got an LSD from factory. Yes, that's right, baby. Unless you buy a base model 350Z. The base model 350Zs are the only ones that didn't come with an LSD. So if you have a base model, you're going to have to weld your diff. But mine isn't a base model. I don't know what it is, but it's a freaking enthusiast, I think, is it edition? I don't know. But it's not a base model, so it has the LSD. It is freaking sick, man. It's awesome. It drifts like crazy. I would show you right now, but there's goofball McGee over there sitting around freaking staring at my car. I don't know what he's doing, but yeah, this thing drifts, and it drifts like a puppy. I don't know what this guy's doing. He drove over from over there, drove over right there, and now he's just sitting there staring at me. I don't know if he's just watching me or if he's, you know, about to shoot me in the head. I don't know what's about to happen, but he's sitting over there. It's kind of weird, but yeah, drifts. This car drifts like a charm. It's a great car to learn on for drifting too. Like it's my first sports car, my first time with a rear-wheel drive car, my first time ever trying to drift, and I got the hang of it. I'm not even close to drifting like on an actual track yet, but I'm doing okay, and it's pretty easy, man. It's a good drift car. I love it, and that's kind of like my style of racing is drifting, so I had to put it at number 2. All right, but number 1, the first place, the thing that I love the most about this car out of everything in the world, you probably already know, it's the looks of the car. I mean, I love it. It looks amazing. It's my second favorite looking car in the entire world. There's no other car. Like Lamborghinis, sure, they're cool and they're crafted to like excellence, and I love that. But this car looks insanely cool. I don't care if it's like doesn't look like a Lamborghini that's been crafted by Neptune. It still looks cool to me. And yes, there are some other cars out there that look cooler. Like the only one that I can think of is the FD RX-7. I love the FD, but besides that, dude, this is my favorite looking car in the world. I just think everything about it is great. All right, like the side profile, man. Hold on, let me show you the side profile of this puppy. It's a little dirty right now, so mine doesn't look that clean, but like look at that, dude. That is sick. All right, I don't care who you are. It's got like the, oh man, that thing looks so nice, man. I love the looks. I just love the looks. That's like, and then you get to the back and she got a dumpy on her, bro, and you're like, whoo, she's a little thick, I ain't gonna lie. And then like everything about it is great. The taillights, to be honest, when the car first came out, well, I wasn't like, when I first learned about the car, I thought these taillights were hideous, and I was like, that looks ugly, but they massively grew on me. I think that works on the body lines of the car so well. The headlights are obviously insanely cool, except for, I mean, mine are in a little, looks like they got into a fight with Floyd Mayweather, but that's besides the point. It's still, they look cool if they're cleaned up and everything like that. My bumper, I mean, that's not a stock bumper, but still, it looks cool. Everything about the car is freaking, it just looks so sick. All right, it just looks cool. That's all. That's all I have to say. The car looks amazing. It's my favorite thing about the car. I think looks go a long way. Like, yes, you could be a car guy, you could be all like, oh, I don't care about the looks, I just want to go fast. That's not me, all right? If that's you, power to you. Good for you. If you just want to go fast, awesome. But I like my cars looking cool, and this thing looks cool, all right? Especially compared to a PT Cruiser. This thing looks amazing. I love it. But ladies and just ladies, if I'm not talking to you men anymore, but that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, You already know what to do, baby. Like, comment another video you want to see, and subscribe to the channel for more. We just hit 9,000 subscribers, by the way, so thank you from the bottom of my heart. It means the world to me. You guys are making my dreams come true out here. In a year or two from now, I can only imagine where this channel is going to be. It's going to be, woo, like Dogecoin. It's going to go like to the moon, baby, and I cannot wait. But you guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching. Tomorrow is going to be a top 10, but not a budget car top 10. Then Saturday I'm going to take off because I take Saturdays off. And then right back to the daily, you know, Sunday is good, bad, and ugly. Monday is going to be what this is. The install about this. You guys, I can't tell you what that is yet. It's not like super cool, but it's going to make a difference to the car. It's going to look pretty nice. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. And if you did, like, comment, and subscribe. Das Vidania. Have a nice night.